Check the timestamps for your personal horoscope on all 12 signs for Neptune and Aries. Other than that, this is just the horoscopes. Make sure you check this particular video to understand what is Neptune and Aries in 2025 before we go back retrograde later in the year. I love you. Subscribe if you are brand new. Aries, it's about to get real mythical while Neptune is visiting your constellation in the sky. Aries. And when I say mythical, what I mean is you are officially becoming the hologram from 2011 until 2025. That's 14 years that Neptune was in Pisces, where you were in your 12th house. This is where you were being born. This is where you were dealing with spiritual warfare deep within your own psyche, as well as the karmas that you have faced. And now that Neptune in Aries is starting up March 30th, 2025, you have one more stage of fighting what cannot be seen, as well as birthing the identity and the personality that matches the person you've become behind the scenes. When no one else is watching, when no one else is praising, when no one else can see you, you were being born. You were building up not only your self-esteem, but your truest desires. The things that you once were afraid of are now becoming your largest investments of energy, time, and attention. As you pour this attention into the things that you love the most, Neptune and Aries will give you anything that you can dream of. Even if it doesn't seem possible, it's going to be better for you to take on that challenge. Aries, you love a good challenge, and every time you overcome the challenge, you become better. You become that mythical character and warrior. You become more loving and graceful by learning how to deal with situations and people and tough conflicts with grace. You ultimately become the one that everyone loves, even if they don't tell you to your face. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button, Aries, on this Neptune and Aries transit. And understand this, that Mars is starting off in Cancer after a 7 to 8 month retrograde. And so that retrograde, Aries, over the last 7 months has really showed you truly what you desire and who you truly are. Value yourself. Take care and nurture yourself while it's in Cancer, ruling in your 4th house. This is self-care, and this is pouring, nurturing, loving, motherly energy into what is so dear and close and near to your heart, which might actually be a tremendous romantic partner and, or if not, like I said, an investment. And that's that 8th house rulership of Mars in your sign. Once you move to Mars in Leo, this is the time when the real risk begins. In the beginning, take it slow as you can, and then watch you explode. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button if you enjoyed this. Neptune and Aries transit is all on you, Aries. You are the number one. You're the king. You're the queen. Love. Taurus. Neptune and Aries will honestly take a lot of physical things that you feel you love. Long-term aspirations that you've had. Things that you've worked towards. Statuses that you've achieved. Neptune and Aries is actually going to say, can you let it go? And that's not going to be one of your best strengths. Neptune is not an energy that excites you by default, because it is about what cannot be touched, what you cannot ever own or at least attach to without suffering psychologically. Neptune and Aries is going to run through your 12th house over the next 13 to 14 years. And is going to be rewriting your long-term dreams. It's going to say, look, can you slow down even more? As much as you are the bull who naturally takes their time, can you slow down more so that you can receive the divinity as well as the blessings that the divine feminine energy can only provide when it comes to aligning with a dream that is actually worth dreaming? And a group of people, connections, affiliation, recreational, I don't want to say sports. Maybe you are that person, maybe you're not. But recreational activities, recreational groups, recreational networks. Can you give? Can you work in soup kitchens? Will you be able to donate things that you've achieved from a place where you were in a high status and, you know, maybe you were a chef and you had all these beautiful knives, but now you got better knives because you were blessed in the 12th house? Can you give away those other knives as much as you love them, as much as you may be attached to them? Neptune in Aries will ask you to essentially burn away, okay, what has been hitting in the dark of your subconscious when it comes to thinking and believing in certain traditions that, quite frankly, were not yours. Quite frankly, were not things that you wanted to think about, not things that you wanted to align with, but you did, and you don't even necessarily fully know where and why. So while Mars is in Cancer, running through your third house, it's the kind of thing, Taurus, where Neptune and Aries will ultimately challenge your relationships as well as the integrity you have. And it's going to say any relationship and dynamic as well as social value and tradition that is not of integrity, integrity being what is unique to your own personal identity that your shadow selves, your subconscious being will reveal to you. And this is a long transit. So what's also important is, because you're great at planning, make sure you understand that every month or so, while Neptune is in Aries, Mars, the ruler of Aries, will continue to shift every month or so. And so you have to kind of update what's being released, what's being let go. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button, Taurus, and subscribe if you're brand new. Gemini. Neptune in Aries is legitimately going to bring your wildest dreams into the physical reality. If you can think it, if you're brave enough and bold enough to expand your consciousness beyond the realms of traditional thought, and you can embrace the unconventional shocks of the reality that you are and always have been a boss, someone people envy, someone people who attack on the daily because you are courageous, because you speak up, because you share things without necessarily always having an emotional charge. Neptune in Aries is going to actually support that energy of yours that doesn't necessarily always try to explain things or be overly sympathetic with another person who might be triggered by your truth, by your dream, by your action, by the way you took a plan and actually worked towards that plan in some logical and methodical manner that actually started to attract your dreams, attract your things that actually make you feel connected with not just your external environment, but your internal environment on the mental scale, as for how do you get rid of physical assets that are actually metaphysical within your being. And Neptune supports such a awkward comment of how can I release the physical, metaphysical inside of my being that doesn't exist. And you have the ability to do that as a Gemini, especially with the support of Aries and Neptune, because Neptune is about mysticism as well as, moving beyond what was once perceived as a boundary. And the boundaries do not exist when it comes to you speaking to angelic figures, speaking to alternate life forms, which may actually be considered the norm on another planet. You are able to actually communicate through angels, through dragons, through unicorns. And Neptune and Aries will support that as you travel and traverse the darkness of literally the universe itself. Aries will bring that spark. It'll bring that light for you to kind of look at things and see very clearly, but it's going to happen very quickly. So what you need to understand, Gemini, during Neptune Aries is when you get that spark of love, of joy, of, admiration, and you want to bring attention to something, you must do it right then and there in the moment in order for that dream, that massive, over the top, nearly impossible, but not for you, that level dream, when you bring that into fruition, it will materialize in the physical world. And so dare to be and dream larger, as well as communicate in ways that use your throat to bring into the real world. Thumbs up and likes button, Gemini, and subscribe. Cancer. Neptune and Aries will challenge you to grow up mentally and technically. When I say technically, what I mean is Aries is a technical sign that puts things together. They like to build. They like to save people. They like to save things. And what you're looking to save while Neptune is in Aries is your own personal dream and taking charge of becoming your own authority figure, especially when it comes to your intuition as well as your vision of a third eye future. And a third eye future that requires presence, energy, attention, and work effort in the now. Aries will give you that effort towards your dream. Aries will allow you, while it's in Neptune, to take on challenges of what it means to be public enemy number one, just because you're working towards something that actually brings you life, brings you joy, and brings you vitality. And so you will be, especially at the beginning of this Neptune and Aries transit, working on your identity as well as your personality. And you're going to be rewriting the understanding of what you need, not just in the career space in the world at large, but what you need to manage your emotional body. And no longer allow wearing your heart on your sleeve to become a reason to debilitate your dreams and goals. Rather, a strength that the future world, while Neptune and Aries, really needs. Neptune and Aries, Neptune is a caring planet. It's one who looks out for humanity and allows us to walk through traumas and difficulties and sufferings with an optimistic and even unrealistic joy. But it's saying wear these positive emotions just as much as you wear sympathy and compassion, and do this in a graceful way that allows you the permission to actually fight for what you idealistically feel is right in your heart and your being, Cancer. And in order to do everything I just said, you're going to need to grow up and realize that sometimes people need to get hurt, not because you're trying to hurt them, on screen, drop that in the chat if you've seen it, but because you being your true self just triggers them in a way that they actually needed to. So what seems like on the surface as you hurting somebody by being true to yourself is actually you supporting them by being that stern motherly energy that says, no, you can't go and join that gang. And if you do, you got to get out of my house. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button if you're ready to grow up, Cancer, in this mature emotional way. And if you're brand new, subscribe on this Neptune and Aries video for your Cancer horoscope. I love you, Cancer. We'll see you soon. So it's about to be scary hours for you during Neptune and Aries transit, especially in the beginning, but it will shift. In the beginning, Neptune rules your 8th house of the time that you spend investing in others, the energetic exchanges that you have, as well as the debts that you go through, karmically speaking, if you will, especially while Mars, the ruler of Aries, is currently in Cancer in the beginning, during a retrograde. And that Mars rulership for you is your 12th house. So we're talking 8th house, we're talking 12th house. These are the psychological makings of our existence before we come into the fire to be born, right? And so you are stepping into the fire after a 5 to 7 month retrograde in Mars that started in your sign, Mars in Leo. So Leo, what am I saying? I'm saying that you're going to feel like you're ready to get out. You're ready to go have fun. You're ready to play. You're ready to enjoy life. And what I'm telling you is, as soon as Mars go back into your sign, go ahead and do that. All right. Now, before it does, make sure you deal with, okay, the parts of your psyche that actually has struggled, that has felt like it has suffered, that has felt like it has been caged, and understand what has your soul been trying to eliminate as well as free. And when I look at this, I feel like a lot of it is about learning how to go out into the world and have fun alone. Learning how to say, I'm going to take a trip abroad and nobody needs to come with me. I don't need to have a lover. I don't need to have this non-committal friendship. I don't need to go and have fun with any and everybody because I don't know how to fully embrace myself and everything that I'm worth. And that may be a tough pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, Neptune and Aries is about truth. Because Aries stands for truth. And Aries wants to be the hero and the warrior of its own journey. So you're going into your own inner journey as the #1 outlet, survivor, as well as heroic force that will ultimately free you from the things that have pinned you down. And as you become this father figure, metaphysically speaking, you will find that as Mars goes back into Leo, even at a metabolic level, you're going to start burning more. Your stomach, you're literally going to burn away the worries and the anxieties. You're going to burn a deep level of acceptance, burn with a deep level of joy and like ambition to solar charge yourself towards a pinpointed direction that only you discovered in the shadows. And now that Aries and Neptune is here, that spark will show you the truth. So if you're ready for the truth and to honor that truth, Leo, hit the thumbs up and the likes button and subscribe if you are brand new. Known as Neptune and Aries for the Leo horoscope. Virgo, Neptune and Aries will show you your delusions. You are an earth sign who likes to get very methodical and particular about everything that you come across. And your judgment is, in my opinion, one of the best of the best. Like, your ability to look at and understand the finer things of life is just unmatched. Now, the key is you're going to be asked during Neptune Aries to pinpoint those finer things in life within your relationships and your connections. And any delusion and romanticized understandings that you had about what it means to intimately be involved, not surface level be involved, will be challenged. You will have integrity challenges with Neptune and Aries when it comes to your dream lover, and when it also comes to your dream work and what you want or desire to be well known for, famous for, and put your best parts of yourself, your deepest passions into the world at large, that actually turns around and gives you tremendous gains for your long-term planning abilities that you actually work on in the present and the now. And so this is actually going to physically be somewhat of a challenging transit for you, Virgo, in my personal opinion, because anything that you're not realistically dealing with and the illusions have caught you while Neptune was in Pisces, Neptune and Aries is saying, we're not going for that fake stuff. We're not going for that superficial. We're not going for that. And there's a part of you, Virgo, that loves this, because as an earth sign, it's like, I'm ready to embrace what's real, what's genuine, what's facts, what I can touch. Okay. And as a mutable sign, I actually think you have a little bit of an easier time with this because you can change if you decide to. You're not stuck like Taurus or even Capricorn with the stubbornness. I do believe that you're one who actually is willing to learn the new skills and assets, new skills and abilities to actually obtain assets, okay, to work towards them, because Aries will give you the power, the fire to work towards gaining assets, to work towards burning your karmas that you've had from previous relationships that were legitimately negative, that were not fulfilling, and that did not bring you any positive outcomes. All right. That also plagued your mind at a mental level and gave you a group of friends that you realize were not friends. They were barely acquaintances. Put the 222 down in the chat saying, I know that I'm on track and I'm ready to embrace the depth of true friendship and connection and relationship with my work, the way in which I organize my thoughts, aligned with positivity, and passionately, even obsessively looking to say, all right, here's the relationship. I'm going to put this to the side for now. I'm going to work on my goals. I'm going to work on these long, empowering desires and destinations with all my effort. And Aries will give you that firepower. So hit the thumbs up for this Virgo horoscope on the Neptune and Aries transit. Love you. Libra, Neptune and Aries, the opposite of your sign, I don't believe it's going to give you tremendous amounts of delusions in your relationships and how you climb the working ladder. I actually believe it's going to do the opposite. I believe that you're going to start more realistically looking at how can I take charge more immediately, more direct, less of this balancing beam scale. I'm ready to actually go off the edge. I'm ready to take these things to the stream and actually focus on the great work that my life is here to do, the karmic destiny that I'm here to work on. Libra, I feel like you're going to spend more time and energy here and actually start to clean up and bring more light, more positivity, more brilliance, more vibrancy into your life through speaking kindly to others in a way that you actually are speaking through projection kindly to yourself. And so in all sincerity, I feel like you start with some positive self-talk and start talking to yourself like the boss, like one whose self-esteem is completely impeccable, without flaw, completely forward-moving, in a sense where the way in which you fulfill your ego needs at the basic, most instinctual level, okay? The way in which a baby takes their bottle when they're hungry or cries when they need to poop to be changed. Get what you need right away, right then, and don't wait. Don't try to understand that you already are very considerate person, Libra. So you don't need to be overly considerate at this point. It's actually time for you to become a savage and actually dissolve the boundaries and the barriers of the shadows within yourself that you have experienced as somebody trying to always think about everybody involved. Right now, it's like, think about your own individual role and your own unique superpowers and how that can ultimately dissolve the boundaries and the barriers that you've set up, because your shadows, whatever they are, write them in the chat, have hedonistically, through certain pleasures that you enjoy, that you love, have held you back. And right now, Aries is like, look, we're not going to be held back by these same pleasures, because I'm interested in novelty. I want to create a new dream, a new mystical understanding of the pleasures that actually bring me the advancements, bring me the challenges with integrity that I face with other people. I'm ready to actually start saying, as a Libra, in this Libra horoscope, enough is enough. I see you. I've been saw you. I always saw you in the workspace, especially. I see what's going on here, and I'm standing up for what's right. I'm standing up for what's mine, and I'm ready for it. So who wants that smoke? And it's like, going to take a little bit of that attitude mentality, and people are going to stand down when you stand up. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're brand new, Libra, for this Libra horoscope on Neptune and Aries. Scorpio, 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 Scorpio horoscope. Neptune and Aries is going to get you what you need, baby girl. It's going to get you what you need, baby boy. And it's going to start cutting away in the most ruthless manner. Every day, on the daily, you will be working on what does not belong. You will be in your dream world, kicking away the unnecessary. I imagine, Scorpio, you as a natural mystical water sign, fixed in the darkness of all the sewers. Someone who will, on the dreamscape, in the astral plane, you're going to go to war. You're going to be battling. You're going to be kicking ass from anybody, anything, any substance, any habit that is holding you back from supplying yourself the truest need, the giving yourself the royal pleasure of honoring and being dignified in your day-to-day actions as well as your creations. If you're a Scorpio that has kids, you have the opportunity with your children to create a brand new dream, to work hard on funding their education, on funding their habits, on funding the things that they find fun, funding their passions. This is something that, Scorpio, at the end of the day, you're going to take a very masculine outlook, whether you're male or female, on getting very serious with, how can I combine my feminine and all the intuition and psychic abilities that I have, along with the masculine strength that it takes, okay, to ultimately get rid of what does not belong. Your model during this Neptune Aries is going to be the Black Panther, okay? And the Black Panther pounces on everything that is unnecessary, and it completely eradicates with tremendous focus and ambition. It locks in, like you enjoy, Scorpio, on the dream, on the mission, on the task at hand, the battle that must be won. And the thing is, you're going to be winning this battle in a more graceful way. You're going to win this battle in a way that involves clemency. You're going to take over, but like a true, kind and compassionate ruler who, it might seem mean on the surface, but your heart intent and everything you'll pursue will be pure. And as long as it is pure, God will have your back. And I want you to type that in the chat. God has my back. And I'm typing that in the chat. Hit the thumbs up, hit the likes button, and understand that right now there's a vision that you have. And then right after this, the vision will require methods and management to the madness that you will experience on the dreamscape, that will ultimately materialize in the physical world and bring you the harvest of tremendous abundance. Thumbs up, Scorpio, for the Scorpio Horoscope. Subscribe. Sagittarius, we know you the boss. We know you the Dawn. We know you God and Jesus and you know, Zeus walking here among men on earth. And simultaneously, Neptune and Aries will challenge your ego. It will challenge the way in which you dissolve and perceive the truth about your being. And the ways in which you change your truth will have a bright flashlight on it for the next 10 to 14 years. Okay, 13 to 14 years. what's going to happen with this, while Mars is in Cancer, you are in the hidden space of the 8th house. And while Neptune is in Pisces, you are in the 4th house. So that 8th and 4th house, something similar to the Leo horoscope I did, will shift very quickly, because we're going to go Mars and Leo, and you're going to move to the 9th, and we're going to go Aries, Neptune and Aries, and we're going to move to the 5th. And once that happens, it's going to be very easy for you to want to come out strong. You might even come out too strong in the beginning. Don't forget that you are a gentle sign by default. You know, I understand plenty of people think of you as a savage who just says what they want, do what they want when they want to do it. And a lot of that is true, but it's not because you're trying to offend anybody. And right now, I feel like you're going to have the personal courage and the personal strength to actually pursue your dream. The dream of what it means to be everything you. The dream of what it means to get your needs met and supplied. But while Neptune is here, is saying, can you still do that and become the leader you've always been while being graceful, while understanding that attack is not always the way, as well as being kind in every scenario and situation is not always the way. To get your needs met, to pour into your heart and the passions that you have, the projects that you're creating, okay, the children that you are developing. In order to properly do that, you have to actually align and cut away your fears in the beginning while Mars is in Cancer. And then later it will go into Leo. And once you cut away from those fears, you're going to actually be required to pursue the pinpoint direction, okay, as for what is my heart and my mind most coherent with? And how can my soul guide everything I said prior? And as a Sagittarius, as a Jupiter ruled sign, you being guided by something higher than you is not that difficult. It's just time to make sure that anything that is guiding you from that higher realm is true. It's authentic. It's that of light. It's pure in soul and effort. And this is Neptune and Aries is going to actually highlight all that for you and make it very clear. As you hit the thumbs up and the likes button and subscribe, Sag. Capricorn, Neptune and Aries will bring a battle to your psychology, to the thoughts that you have that no one else knows about. It will bring a battle to your front door as well as potentially within your neighborhood, okay? In your whole immediate environment, whatever that is, understand that this battle will likely be private. It will be something that not everybody will understand, but Aries will challenge you to update, to move forward, and to take on a novel approach to the way in which you once dealt with the barriers that are invisible, the barriers that you experience as the shaman, as the one who communicates with the realms that are above and beyond human speech, okay? And ultimately behavior. And so what's going to be asked to cut away from you, or you're going to be asked to cut away from in the beginning of Neptune and Aries, are relationships that challenge your integrity, but that are not worth it. Relationships that are actually not a part of your future, but have been somehow emotionally suppressing you in the now. You're going to be asked to challenge that suppression, that control, and ultimately kind of deal with it not like an overruling authoritarian governing body, but you're going to be asked to kind of deal with yourself in a compassionate way and understand what within me has projected outside of me, the enemies that I have faced, the battles, emotionally speaking, that have suppressed me and depressed me from dreaming in a way that at the end of the day makes me feel like I am courageous. I am as Aries. Courageous is the 3rd house rulership of Neptune and Aries. Be courageous in the way you organize your thoughts, as you organize the positivity that you have experienced. Consider these experiences, especially the ones that empower you and pour love into you. Consider them something that is critical, okay, to advance your connections and relationships, to move beyond expectations as well as traditions when it comes to how you were once programmed to pursue a long-term dream that is 15 to 20 years out, especially when it comes to things like real estate, take on a new approach within your own domestic land, that you might actually start dating somebody during this Neptune and Aries transit who is not of your natural homeland, your culture, your language, your descent. And they will ultimately be one who will help propel you forward in your projects, in your endeavors, in your claim to fame. As you hit the thumbs up on the likes button, data forward, Capricorn. See you soon. Aquarius, here's your biggest challenge. Neptune and Aries needs you to think positive, especially about your body. Neptune and Aries says, look, take the understanding that you have currently of your body image and assess it, categorize it. Is it healthy? Is it positive? Is it helpful? And it's going to say, look, can you take the time, the effort, the energy, and the attention to physically work on yourself? This is one of your greatest barriers, okay? Your mind is being informed, okay, by emotions that have been unexpressed. And Aries is a very expressive sign. And Neptune is a very emotional planet, emotion being tied and linked to spirituality, mysticism, the occult, hidden elements of your psyche, psychology, and ultimately global barriers that we face when it comes to body image. You have to see and even pen an idol, okay, of someone physically looking how you want to look, of someone who's in charge, who's in demand, who's in control, who has somewhat more of a fiery personality, who doesn't just look to examine, experiment, and stay the scientist who only observes, but one who observed what they've observed and takes action on that theme. That theme is something that's going to be asked for you to categorize as well as take and speak with action, aka throat chakra, with more positive energy, an enthusiastic mindset, courageous action. And the action that's going to be asked of you to take is Mars and Cancer starting off on the negative thoughts, rolling through the 6th house. Okay? And this includes speak kindly about pets. I don't think that you're somebody who speaks negatively about pets, but if you are speaking positively about pets, understand that the kindness that you speak to them, reverse that and speak it to yourself to take care and nurture yourself. The kindness that you speak of others, reverse that projection and speak and understand intrinsically you are looking to speak kindly to yourself. 222 on screen. The people in your environment need to be positive and they need to be big boss energies. Anybody that is not walking with confidence and somebody who is being an authority of their own mind and the thoughts that they share that are positive and nothing less, you need to cut them away. And this is going to happen in the workspace. This is going to happen with acquaintances. Cut them away and your dream will ultimately be fueled by Aries. Hit the thumbs up and likes button for this Aquarius horoscope and subscribe. Pisces, you're moving on. For this Pisces horoscope, while Neptune is in Aries, you are moving on. You have taken from 2011 to 2025, that 14-year span, to rewrite your behaviors, to rewrite your personality, to rewrite how you look and your identity. Aries will now challenge you to take further care of your body. While we run through the 1st house, we're now moving to the 2nd house where things get stable. Your self-esteem being one of them, the courage that you have to love yourself, to value yourself, to no longer martyr yourself, because 2nd house does not do that. 2nd house is like, I don't have time to martyr. I have time to stabilize and to plan methodically on who am I, because Neptune is still ruling your natural 1st house. So at the end of the day, who am I will always be a part of it. Aries is I am for the next 14 years. So what are you, Pisces? The dream energy of Pisces to manifest the impossible, because it can walk through any and all barriers, is going to be asking you, while Mars is in Cancer, to cut through your 5th house of ego, identity, dignity, and honor. And what does not honor you? What does not dignify you? What does not feel harmonious as for the ways in which you achieve what you need? And that's what the ego is for, to achieve my needs. not at an instinctual level and not with other people involved, but what I need to feel stable within myself. And anything that you do not cut away that is ultimately disrupting your own inner confidence and value for the ways in which you really want and require to identify and validate your genius, your projects, your lover, okay? The things that you love, the things that you overtly, extrovertedly say, I love, whether that's a lover or a project or a child, whatever that is, it's like anything that's disrupting that and that's trying to work against that, cut it away and do so in a ruthless manner. And don't pretend you're not ruthless, Pisces, because I know you can be this person, especially while your home planet and the modern ruler ship is an Aries who can cut through anything. And at the end of the day, here's what's beautiful, Pisces. You, at the end of the day, are going to gain a tremendous amount of stable income as a part of this. Wow. So wait, all you got to do is secure your needs for you and understand that you're compassionate enough to support and love everybody else because that's who you've always been. And Aries is one who also loves to give. Okay, well, continue to give yourself what you give others. For the Pisces horoscope during Neptune and Aries, subscribe.